Alright, here we go. This hand seems solid. It's not great. We're up against Affinity on the draw, so not ideal. Hopefully he doesn't have an insane start, but he does because he's playing Affinity. Yep, always. Sure. It's a new one. Could be good. Just gonna get wrecked immediately. Okay, well, this is all just gonna depend on how long we live here. Drawing another mana dork would be ideal. Not quite. Might still work though. Because next time we play the Oath of Nissa, try to find another mana dork. What we want to do is just play a turn 3 doubling season, and then play a turn 4 Jace and win the game. In this case, it could be relevant, actually, that you can chain Jaces together. That said, we could also just die, because 4 turns is a lot to ask from Affinity. And obviously he has the Ravager, so he could go in on this Ink Moth and kill us pretty quickly. But we're only taking 2 for now. I don't know if this is good in Affinity or not. I'm not sure. It's definitely applying some pressure. Oh, look, we drew it. Swell. Okay, so Arbor Elf. Oath of Nissa. Sure, we'll take that. Well, we're going to see how it goes here. We have to try to get 2 turns out of this. I'm not feeling particularly confident, but we'll see. He's got 2 cards in hand. That doesn't do it. Yeah, I think we're probably dead, but actually it would have been nice to hit another mana dork off that Oath of Nissa so we'd have a chump blocker. I think we're just going to die though. So 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're not dead yet. Or are we? I think we're pretty dead. He's just, I mean, we're going to play our doubling season here because we have to. Oh, can we play Jace? Does that do anything? I don't think we can play Nahiri. Force him to pop his Ravager. Don't think that helps either. I mean, we're for sure just dead if we tap out, though. We could play Jace plus it. He could still go all in on Ink Moth and kill us. We could play Nahiri minus it on Arcbound Ravager. I guess that's the play. I still don't see a world in which we're not dead, but I mean, that's probably as good as it gets. Sure, why not? If we'd been on the play, we would have won already, but not quite. Alright, so I want to turn this mana into the right mana, which I can do. Yeah, because if we just tap out and just leave him this, I mean, it doesn't matter that we have Doubling Season because he knows it's safe to go off. Yeah, he knows it's safe to just go in on the Inkmoth Nexus and kill us. Depending on what he can do here, he might just decide to do that anyways. I mean, we only have 1 mana open, so. But at least he has to consider it now. This Bomat Courier is pretty good here. I mean, he would be able to cash it in for 3 cards. Pretty good in this situation. So I guess our hope is that he, what if we draw Utopia Sprawl? Then we can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, which is not enough to do anything. He's thinking pretty hard about this Arcbound Ravager, so at least we put that choice to him. And he's going in on it somewhat, at least. Question is, does he decide to just go all in on the Inkmoth Nexus? Pretty sure we're dead. We get so many silences to come in here. Plus, we can actually goldfish him if we're on the play. This game, if we were on the play, I don't think he had lethal. Because it was like 1, 2. Yeah, he said we're dead. Right? Yeah, he would have had on the question. How much could he have done on his last turn? He could have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think he could have killed us. I don't know. I never remember if this gets one more or if it's just enough because I don't remember. Either way, I think we're dead right here unless he doesn't see it somehow. I guess we're not because he actually didn't go all in on it. Maybe we're not dead. In fact, this thing only hit him for 4. Well, it does kill us in 2 turns, so we're still dead. Maybe. I could minus again. The Jace would keep us alive. From that plan, at least. There's a lot of ways in which we're dead. And just cashing in his Bomat Courier is probably pretty good. But at least by playing the Nahiri, we didn't immediately lose. Yep. Come on in, buddy. Yeah, at the end of our turn, he's going to sack his Bomat Courier and get new stuffs. That's pretty good. Okay. Now I think we have to like play... Ooh, that's a blocker. Now we have a plan. Oh no, but we're still dead to the ground game now. Oh no. Wait, he didn't attack us with this. What? Just confused. Why are we only 2 points? He didn't attack us with it? Okay. In theory, we chump block this and don't die. The problem is he's going to have 5 cards when he untaps, so we're still probably dead to the power of the Bomat Courier. I also had to ping myself for 2 life because I did my turn wrong last turn. Last turn we didn't use all of our mana because I thought it didn't matter. I thought we were just dead. So I could have saved myself 2 life and been at 10. Might be relevant, might not be. To 10 is what he drew. We need 5 cards, well now 4 cards that either are not plating or are not haste. Okay, well that's haste, but that's fine. I don't know what he replaced for the couriers, but we're currently not dead. If he'd gone all in, I mean he did, he respected our 1 mana open and did not go all in on Inkmoth. Which is interesting because I don't think we were going to do anything with it. I also thought he was going to attack us with Inkmoth last turn. I don't know what I missed that he didn't. I was worried about our side and just assumed it was happening. He might still kill us here. Might be slow rolling us. It'd be something if he wasn't though. 3. That does not kill us. Okay, we're not dead. We're not dead yet. What is this? Oh my gosh. Are we going to survive and win? Wow. Galvanic Blast doesn't kill us, but Jay should kill him. Oh my gosh. So I do think we need to chain stuff because he can sack stuff to Nimmercool and not die. Now he might just scoop. No, okay. We're gonna get some stuff out of his deck. I don't know what yet. I guess we can get blockers if nothing else. Might be kind of important. Like get an Ornithopter to block Inkmoth Nexus. Get a couple Master of Ethereums to block his ground game. Get our Emrakul to attack him. Alright, so we want a Jace out of ours. So I can cast this for 2? I could cast 3 Galvanic Blasts. Is what we'll do. I'm going to cast 3 Galvanic Blasts and put him at 14. Then the Emrakul attack we're going to get will kill him. Can't say I saw it playing out like this. Uh-oh. There we go, okay. Alright, now is this going to work how I want it to? Click cancel when done. Okay, I'm done. I'd like to cast these cards. Alright, I think this is going to work. Making sure we don't mess it up here on Magic Online. Very important. I think he sees what's coming. This is crazy. This is the first time I think I've ever had to go through the Jaces. I called it out in the intro, but very rarely does this ever actually matter, right? But in this case, we absolutely had to play it this way. That's nuts. Okay, well. Plan is going. He probably doesn't know how it's going to end. I mean, I would assume he figures out we have Emrakul and he might scoop, but wow, we're getting Galvanic. And it's great, too, because I think he does have Galvanic Blasts in hand. But he never actually gets priority. Because, I mean, yeah, we saw 3 in his deck, so he's probably at the 4th one in hand, which means we're basically at 1 life. But 1 life is not 0 life. Yeah, that's nuts. Alright, we'll get our Jace. Get his Galvanic Blast. Put him down to 14. We've been sent a message. Let's tell our opponent what we're doing. I mean, he may think we're just trolling him, but we're not. I don't troll people when I'm recording matches. This is actually the only way we could win the game. All right, so let's get our Emrakul. I guess it doesn't. We'll get a Vault Scourge in case somehow something goes terribly wrong. I can't imagine. I guess if we get fogged. Alright, so this works because we get the Emrakul trigger because Jace says that we can cast it. So we get to take an extra turn. And now we can kill him with flying damage from Emrakul. But yeah, I mean, we really needed it because he would just sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 permanents and still crack back for lethal, considering when we assume he has Galvanic Blast in hand, unless he's only playing 3 in his deck, but that seems unlikely. Wow, didn't think we were going to win this one. Certainly did not think we were going to steal game 1 from Affinity on the draw. But he did not. He chose not to go in on his Inkmoth, and it worked out. Alright, I'd like to tear the Eons and take another turn. The fact he hasn't scooped means I'm going to continue to play this out. I guess technically we only need to do that twice because we can play this and minus and get stuff on our creatures. Alright, let's take another turn here. Let's play Nissa. Can't quite ultimate this one immediately, unfortunately. Alright, let's get on in there with the old 1717 Emrakul. Tearing up the Eons as we speak. Alright, it is a Galvanic Blast to put us at 1. Oh. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, it's this. Sure, now you can annihilate 6. And die. There we go. Finally the scoop. What a crazy game that was. I told you guys this deck is awesome. Alright, let's get the Stony Silences in here. Hope that it allows us to steal a game. Gideon seems like he'd be pretty good here. Generally, you can cut a Mana Dork or two. Usually, Noble Hierarch is the first to go. Especially since we know he's not this all removal deck to kill our Mana Dorks. So this seems pretty bad here, honestly. We just basically want to combo him out. And or just resolve a Stony Silence. It's very difficult for him to beat. That game was crazy. But I'll take it. I will take it. That was an awesome game. Now we get to play another one. That's why this deck's great. I thought about putting this together in paper, and I've done that with a couple of the decks I've played on here. I think if you go back and look at my very first article, I played another Emrakul deck that I basically just titled the Emrakul deck. It's a bunch of hideaway lands and Quicksilver Amulets and Through the Breaches, and it's just all the different ways to cheat Emrakul into play. And it's awesome, and I have it in paper, and I love that deck. So I thought about putting this one together too, but it's pricey. It is pricey to have all of the Mana Dorks and all of the Planeswalkers in the doubling seasons are like $40 a pop. Alright, so the Stony Silence would be very good against him, we know that. Our hand doesn't do much else after that. But you gotta start somewhere. It's not the best draw. I guess we play the Arbor Elf so that if we draw if our draw is Utopia Sprawl, we could actually play the Stony Silence plus the Hierarch, but we can do that anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? We have to shock ourselves, though, unless I do this. Okay. This makes more sense. Play it right, don't do myself a bunch of extra damage. Hopefully he taps out here for something not incredibly terrifying, and then the Bomat Courier doesn't even get to, like that. That doesn't matter at all. This way his Bomat Courier won't get to do anything. Yeah, his hand is very slow. Sure. Stony Silence, buddy. Yeah, this is going to be rough for him. It Reichs his Darksteel Citadel, not to mention his Springleaf Drum and his Bomat Courier. So all he can really do is turn on Blink Moth and swing with it in a Courier at this point. Which is not ideal if you're him. Nice thing about this deck is we do play red and green mana. So if you were so inclined, you could play Ancient Grudge in your sideboard too if you just really want to lock up the artifact matchups. I really like to. I like to do that. I hate losing to Affinity. I hate losing to decks that you can beat with sideboard cards. So I do that quite a bit and load up with the 40 Stony Silence plus Ancient Grudges. Especially if you're playing a really proactive deck like this one where you don't need a bunch of reactive sideboard cards. You just need enough. And you can really zero in on certain matchups. So, alright, we are getting beat down here. I think we might actually be on the Westville Abbey plan. Or the Nissa plan. That works too. We really are in the Westville Abbey plan. I'm gonna make a plant. And next turn, assuming Nissa lives, we can just cash in Westfell Abbey. That's pretty nuts. I guess I could have attacked there for one. Maybe I should have. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I don't actually want him to trade for the Birds of Paradise. Because we just want creatures. Signal Pest. Well, now see, he's starting to develop some way to kill people. But if it doesn't kill my Nissa, I don't care. And this attack does not kill our Nissa. Ormondal, coming to town. Oh, and a Jace. Okay. Is there a way to do everything we want? There might be. So what is this? 5 mana? This makes a bunch of mana. Let's make a bunch of green mana. Swell. Now let's make some blue mana. Now let's make a creature. So I have 7, 8 mana. Oh no, that's one short. I did math wrong. Whoops. What can I undo? I can't do anything. I wasted mana. I counted this in my mana count. I can't do that. I guess it doesn't matter. We're pitching all our creatures anyways. But then I can't play Jace. What if I play Jace now? It's kind of awkward I tapped like this in that case, but what if I just play Jace now? That way we have one in play after we get Ormondal. Or does Ormondal just win? I mean, he'd have to have Dispatch, essentially, to deal with it. Kills him in a turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. I mean, just like, do we think he has Dispatch in his deck? That's what it comes down to. Probably not. Alright, forget the Jace. Jace, you're off the table. We're just making a Ormondal. Yeah. Ormondal in Modern. Love it. Our deck is all about making planeswalkers. So what do? We play a land that becomes a creature that's in Standard sometimes. It is pretty good, though. It is pretty good. He's got chump blocks for days, but we have lifelink, so whatever. He can take out our Nissa here. I mean, we went all in on Ormondal for sure, but it's just very, very difficult to race Ormondal, especially with the hand of Bomat Couriers that he can't activate. It's pretty funny if this gets us there. The thing is, he has two cards that can block it right now. The problem for him is he can take out our Nissa, but I just don't think his deck has any actual ways to interact with Ormondal. I guess he could try to poison us out. Seems really unlikely. Maybe if he were to draw enchantment removal for Sony Silence and then cash in his courier, his game could get a lot different. But as it stands, he's just in trouble. Ormondal in Modern. 1-game-1 that we shouldn't probably have won with a crazy sequence of Jaces and Galvanic Blasts. In this game, we just make an Ormondal, the Profane Prince. Sweet way to win. Flying Lifelink, Indestructible Haste. Pretty funny. Alright, I assume this is going to spell the end of our Nissa. Yep. She's going to go down for the cause. I'm not going to get a cast Jace. You know, the thing is, we could have played Jace last turn, and then tried to Ormondal this turn. And then, we... Oh, good draw, good draw. Then the game looks a little different, right? But I don't think... While that probably would have worked and been fine, it opens us up to sideboard cards that beat us that he could actually have, like Whip Flare. Which is 2 damage to non-artifact creatures. It would have wrecked our board, and then we would have never made Ormondal. That's a card he could actually have. I'm much less concerned about him having dispatch. So what he needs is flying blockers. He needs Ornithopters. He basically has to find a way to hit us for 5 turns with Inkmoth Nexus while blocking our Ormondal every one of those turns. And right now he has 1 block with his Blinkmoth, but that's it. So he's gonna have he's got 2 cards in hand and then a draw step or 2 to find him. Also, we can hit Oath of Nissa, do good stuff with it, including play Jace if we go Oath of Nissa, find land. There's lots of stuff we can do. We'll play a Horizon Canopy and cash it in for a card. Why not? Okay. I already played a land. Okay, well, next turn, I don't know if we have another blue source. We'll see. But if we do have another blue source, we can cast our Jace next turn. Alright, so yep, here comes the Blinkmoth Nexus chump block. So what he should have done, since he wasn't chumping until this turn, yeah, he could have activated the second ability to hit us for 1 more poison last turn. Alright, so we're 38 life, not losing to that. And he has to, in those 3 cards, have a blocker for Ormondal this turn, or lose. Mox Opal is not going to do it. So he's down to 2 possible cards. Yeah, here we go. Yep. 1 possible card. All the Bomat Couriers. What is it? That's a Cranial Plate and you can't do anything with. Good game. I guess it's technically he can chump with the Inkmoth now. That just doesn't really matter. He's hitting us for a bunch of damage, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not as much as Ormondal does, though. Yep. So whether or not Bomat Courier is good in Modern Affinity, we do not know from this game. This match. That is a lot of value he would get, though. Alright, let's see if we have any blue. I don't think we do. I think we just have the 1 breeding pool. Alright, it's fine. He's just going to let it go. Alright, there you go. That is how you double in season Planeswalker somebody. Or I guess that's just how you Westvale Abbey somebody. Either way it worked. Good match. Moving on to the next one.